So I hope you have noted all the points of this particular page. Now the next part that we are going to start is nothing but important formulas as far as our road estimation is considered. So in this particular part, the first formula that we are going to use is nothing but depth of cutting or the embankment, how we are going to calculate it. So depth of cutting or embankment is equals to FL minus RL of the ground. You can use this formula, FL minus RL of the ground. FL is nothing but your formation level minus the RL of your particular ground. Or you can use the formula as top RL minus top RL of the road minus RL of the ground. So by using this any formula, you can determine the depth of cutting which has been there. As you can see, a small picture will be diagram is there. So this will, if this is will be your formation level, this will be your ground level. So this difference FL minus GL, okay, this will give you the depth of cutting or depth of embankment, whatever it may be. Okay, whatever it may be. So as you can see, this part is in cutting, we have to cut this particular part. So this depth of cutting will be from this point to this point. Depth of embankment, if you are going to consider it from this point to this point or this point to this point, it may be anything. So depth of cutting or embankment, you can determine it by using the formula formation level minus the RL of that ground or top RL minus RL of the ground. So this is the first formula that you need to note it down in your notebook. Now the second one, these are the empirical formulas. Second one is nothing but the formation level of the next chainage. How you can calculate the FL of the next chainage. Now as you know, I will shortly revise the history of the road constructions. So as you know, as far as road constructions are there, for the quantity estimation purpose, we will deal with the formation level RL. Okay. Have you seen the road work, how the surveyors are going to take the readings? They are having the total station or the at a level in their hand. One surveyor is there and one rodman is there. Have you seen the two persons who are working? I think most of the students have gone through that. How the road, how the measurement work should be there for the road works. So there are only 2 or 3% max to max that is required. One person will taking the readings, that is we called it as the surveyor, who can survey, who can accurately, who can able to use the total station and who can mark the readings. Okay, and one is nothing but your rodman, जो प्रिझम घेऊन उभा असतो ना, जो तुम्ही रोड कन्स्ट्रक्शन साइट वरती बघता, प्रिझम म्हणा किंवा तुमचा लेवलिंग स्टाफ म्हणा, जो व्यक्ती घेऊन तो उभा असतो त्याला रॉडमॅन असं म्हणतात. काय म्हणतात त्याला? रॉडमॅन. ठीक आहे. द ॲव्हरेज सॅलरी ऑफ रॉडमॅन इज 10,000, अराउंड 10,000 or 10,000 plus. Okay, and these are not the experts, any technical experts, at least that rodman. The total station operator is the technical person. He may be a diploma, degree holder, or any other expert, but he is specialized person who can use that total station and who can mark all the readings. Okay, who can able to mark all the readings, because based on their readings only they can put it in your AutoCAD drawing. Because nowadays, now the techniques are new techniques are adopted. No one will go for your auto level and all the older instruments. Everyone is interested to go for total station. Okay, now this single instrument, again I will share some things with you. The single instrument will give you lots of reading of any area around 250. That means every total station having its own range that has been calculated in the points. So starting from 12,000 points, 24,000 points. Somebody is disturbing. Yeah. So starting from 10,000 point, 12,000 point, 14,000 point, 24,000 points. So they are having the big ranges, and the cost of total station is not, again, it's a one-time investment that you have to do it. Okay, around more than 3+ lakhs. Okay, 3,20,000, 50,000. You can take the advanced version of total station. It will be 5 lakh plus, but it is only a single time investment. Now for this particular purpose only, I can share experience of my own students. There is one company called as Nirmiti Construction in Ahmednagar. and the founder of this company is nothing but two B pass out students of recent 16-17 batch. Okay, my students are there. So what they have done, the two students, they come together and they have taken a loan from the bank for this starting of this surveying business. Okay, just to make the survey and give the readings to the company or to the client, and for that they require total station and these instruments. And these two students are thoroughly interested from their diploma also, they are thoroughly interested in this surveying work. So their keen area, they have decided, no, we have to do the surveying work only after B also. And after that, they have purchased new total station without, means by getting some financial support from the bank, and they have started their own business. Now their average and daily income is more than 3,000 rupees. Daily income, I am telling you. Only two person who are working. One is just going to take the readings and one is standing over there, or in the repeatedly with the sequence they are repeating that particular work. These two students, they are very much expert, and I think you met them in our college also, because I brought them in our college also for giving some exposures about the total station. I don't know whether your batch is there or not for that particular session, but I brought that students to our college, and they have given us very nice training regarding the total station. Okay, so again, this branch, it looks very simple and it looks very small, like serving work, but it will provide you the bread and butter like no one. Okay, if you are the expert of using the total station, you can get the training also from the industries. Or if you want, no sir, I'm thoroughly interested in total station, I'm thoroughly interested in softwares also, so I can give you one reference also. That is one, I can't say as a reference, but there is one institute called as CPET in Aurangabad. Okay, that is of Central Institute of Plastic and other technical parts are been there. They are going to taught these technical parts over there, like softwares. Total station training is there. I think your class has done total station training. You got some certificate from one of the company which we have collaborated. I don't know details about that, but Suresh sir and I think some faculty members have involved in that. So you can do the training of the total station. They will charge some money for that, but they will make you expert in using the total station. Then you can start your own business and you will get your bread and butter. So there is no need to do any, don't work as an employee, be the employee. Okay, so that is the thing that I want to share with you. You can start your own business also. ठीक आहे, 10,000 रुपये देतात रॉडमॅनला, फार काही सॅलरी नसते. तुमचं एकदा एक वर्ष तुम्हाला सुरुवातीला वेळ लागतो काम मिळवायला, किंवा जे मिळालेलं काम आहे त्यामध्ये सुरुवात करण्यासाठी. हार्डली इट विल टेक, जर तुमचा, इफ यू आर हॅविंग अ गुड प्रॅक्टिस ऑफ युझिंग द टोटल स्टेशन, देन इट विल नॉट टेक मच टाइम. Within 3 to 4 months you will be the expert of that, and then you can start taking your projects by your own. You can file the tenders, you can get the job, or you can get the works, different works. Now the students are working like that. They have established their own firm and they are taking their jobs of others. From the reputed companies, they are getting the job of only surveying, nothing apart from surveying. Okay, take the instrument in the hand, go on the site, take the readings, input that readings into that total system, then automatically it will convert into the CAD drawing. Okay, so that is the benefit of total station. Some total stations are equipped, inbuilt softwares are there. Okay, graphic card is required. So if you input the readings, that readings will be automatically stored in, if you have to prepare one folder. Suppose this L&T company's name work is there, so prepare the folder in the name of L&T, input all the whatever the readings you have taken, you can store in that particular folder, and the same folder you can input for the releasing of the AutoCAD drawing. So at computer aided drawing you are getting, there will be no manual work, no calculations, nothing is there. Directly you will get the contour map or that CAD drawing you are having about the cross section and everything. Okay, so that is the advantage. Just you have to learn the total station, be the expert of it. If somebody is interested, you can build your own career, and that will be beneficial for you. So that's all about from my side about the total station. Whenever I got such points now, I will definitely share, because you are on the verge of completing the BE, and you are the budding engineers. Now you have to think about your future. Okay, so don't restrict yourself just to gain the knowledge and just attending the lectures with patience and all that, but think of your future also and start to prepare for it also. So that is one thought I just want to share with you. So as far as this for FL is considered, the next formula that we have to use, coming back to our point, we have to calculate the FL of the next chainage. Now, as we know, our road sections are divided into the different chainage. Chainage means suppose 100-meter chainage is there, so 100-meter road is there. So for 100-meter road, 20-20 meter, at every 20-20 meter chainage will be there. Okay, so you have to calculate the FL of the next chainage. How we are going to calculate? FL of the next chain is equals to FL of previous chainage plus or minus 1 by gradient into difference of chainage. Now plus, where to use the plus? Plus sign is used for the rising gradient and minus sign is used for the falling gradient. Now how to show the rising? See my arrow which I am pointing, okay, pointer. This is nothing but the rising gradient and this is nothing but the falling gradient. Okay, this is rising gradient, this is falling gradient, this is rising gradient, this is falling gradient. So for the rising you can use the plus sign, for falling you can use the minus sign. So this formula you have to remember. Formation level at the next chainage equals to the formation level of previous chainage plus or minus 1 by gradient into difference of chainage. Now if you can see the pointer, you can observe, suppose this is the next chainage. Suppose the span is 100 meters. So at every 10 meter they have put the chainage 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 likewise. So if I have to calculate the chainage at this point, next point, point number 2. So what I have to consider? I have to consider the FL of the previous chainage. So whatever the chainage has been there at this particular point, plus or minus 1 by gradient, whatever the gradient is been given in your problem, multiplied by the difference of the chainage. So from 0 to 20, suppose from 0 to 10, whatever the been there, see the pointers are there, 0, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120. So 100 and total road length is 120 meter. So they are having 20 meter chainage. Okay, 20 meter chainage. So this formula you have to remember, very important one. Formation level of the next chainage equals to formation level of previous chainage plus or minus 1 by gradient multiplied by difference of the chainage. Okay. Is there any doubt in these formulas? If you are having, you can ask me. Now the next part that you can put it in the chat box. I will resolve, no problem. Okay, if there is no doubt, then we will proceed further. Still, I will repeat, chainage is what? Chainage is nothing but the, in case of surveying, we are definitely dealing with. Chainage is nothing but the imaginary line which we can, which we are using to measure the distance, and which is often corresponding to the center line of the road. Okay, just to measure the distance, whatever the imaginary points or the imaginary line that we are going to draw by considering some specific span for that line. Okay, and that is related with the roadworks. So our third point is nothing but at the chainage from embankment to cutting, chainage of ground level is determined where depth of cutting or banking is 0. Suppose, take the example, my road is passing from embankment section to the cutting section. Take the example, my road is suppose my road is passing from embankment section to the cutting section, from embankment section to the cutting section. Okay, you can see my pointer, from embankment section to the cutting section. So at that particular point, the chainage you have to calculate, okay, where the depth of cutting or embankment is going to be 0 from this particular point. So you have to calculate this particular depth. How you are going to calculate? You can use the interpolation formula, or from the similar triangle also. You can use the formula of similar triangle, that is d1 by d2. If you are going to observe this diagram, d1 by d2 equals to x divided by difference of change difference minus x. Okay, so this will be the example that I have given. This is formation level, ground level. D2 will be the second depth, D1 will be the first depth. Let x be the distance at which your depth of cutting or banking will be 0. Okay, and total distance is, see the change point 40 to 60, that is 20 meter point is there. Okay, 20 meter span is there. So in between this 20 meter span, where that particular depth of cutting or banking is going to be 0, I want to calculate that particular depth. So how I am going to calculate that particular chainage? Sorry, let me correct that particular chainage. So I will consider from any point, from a point, or from that is from first point to, or from the second point. You can take it from anyone. Let x be the distance. So by using the similar triangle method, like d1 d2 by d1 equals to x divided by difference of chainage, that is 60 minus 40 minus this particular distance. So from that you can calculate the that particular distance where the depth of your cutting or embankment is going to become 0. Now the next point is nothing but rising gradient and falling gradient. I have already mentioned this will be the rising gradient and this will be the falling gradient. Okay, and then the section is also we have discussed, that is top width embankment. See the section in embankment, see the section in cutting. Now you can imagine, have you seen how many embankment sections you have seen in your life and how many cutting sections you have seen for the road in your life? Okay, so first figure will give you idea about the embankment section, and second one is for the cutting section. So for the embankment, top width is b, slope is nothing but s is to 1, total depth is d. For the cutting section, b is width, two side portions or two triangular portions, again slope is 1 is to s is to 1, or whatever it may be. SD is nothing but the distance. Okay, then if side slope is given as 1 in n, that is s equals to n, that is vertical in s horizontal 1. Okay, if side slope is given as 1 is to 2, then s equals to 1 by 2, that is horizontal to vertical. I think you are familiar with this particular part, which is horizontal and which is vertical. I hope you are familiar with that, horizontal to vertical. Now next we are going to begin nothing but the methods of calculating the earthwork. Now there are 4 methods by which you can calculate the quantity of earthwork which is required in the embankment section or which is required in the cutting section. So what are these 4 methods for this calculating earthwork? First method we called it as mid-sectional area method. Second one we called it as mean sectional area method. Third one we called it as prismoidal method, and fourth method we called it as trapezoidal formula method. Now let us begin one by one. So in the mid-sectional area method, first the area of mid-section is calculated by taking into the account the different height of bank at two end portions, and then this is multiplied by the length of section to get the volume of earthwork. Once again I am repeating for you how to calculate the quantity of earthwork using the mid-sectional area method. In this method, at first we are calculating the area of the midsection. How to calculate? By taking into the account different height of the bank. So whatever the two corners of that particular road cross section, I will consider the two different height. Okay, of that is the height of the bank at the end, two end portions, and then this is to be multiplied by the length to get the volume. So area multiplied by length, we will get the volume. Now how it is been there, let B will be the width of formation, and D1 and D2 will be the depth of embankment and the cutting, or it may be two different embankment depths, two different cutting depths, it may be anything. Okay, just a minute. Okay, so let B will be the width of formation and D1, D2 be the depth of embankment and cutting. Assist one, that is be the side slope, it may be any value. Then mid-sectional area, we are going to calculate the mean depth. Okay, as we are going to consider the two different, that is different height at the two end portions for that road cross section. How it is been there, suppose this is your road cross section. Just take the example. So this D, this depth is one part, this is one end portion, and this is your second end portion. So we are going to considering the two end portions. Okay, height of, it may be height of the end portion or it may be depth of the end portion. Okay, end portions, it may be D1, you can use the notations as D1, and here you can use it as a D2. Okay, so likewise we have to consider. So here we are considering, or we are calculating the mean depth. How we are going to calculating the mean depth? Mean depth equals to D1 plus D2 divided by 2. See, this is your first depth D1, this is your second depth D2, this is your D1, this is your D2. So we are going to take the mean of it. So D1 plus D2 divided by 2, you will get the mean depth. Then area of the midsection, that is nothing but BD. Our formula, what is the formula for area of the midsection? That is BD plus SD square. Na? So here we are considering the mean depth having the notation as DM. So I'm just slightly changing the formula as BDM plus SDM square. BDM is nothing but area of the rectangular portion, and SD square is nothing but area of the side triangle portions. Okay, the two triangular portions, this is the area. Then quantity of earthwork that is required using this method is nothing but your area of the midsection, that is BDM plus SDM square multiplied by with the length. Okay, now this is the formula that you have to use. Are you getting, everyone is getting the formula, how to calculate the area and how to calculate the earthwork? Okay, then we have to prepare the table like this. You can note it down. First column is nothing but the station or the chainage. Second column will be depth or the height. Third column is nothing but your mean depth. Fourth column is nothing but area of the central rectangular portion. Fifth column is nothing but area of the side triangles. Sixth column will be the length. Seventh column will be your total quantity. So quantity, again two parts, quantity in embankment, quantity in cutting. Embankment, we are considering it positive, and cutting, we are considering it as negative. Okay, just giving the notations. So this table you have to use it for solving the problem. Okay, by using the formulas like first you have to determine the depth of cutting or embankment, then you have to find out the FLs, different FLs, and after getting the FLs, then by using this particular formulas of the mid-sectional area method, mean depth, mid-sectional area formula, and quantity, you have to prepare the table and then you have to solve the problem in detail. Okay, now these are the steps being involved in the mid-sectional area method. Now you can note it down everything, whatever part I have discussed. At first you can note down these important formulas, then I will tell you what rest part you have to write. So I will give you 4 minutes to write it down. 5 minutes. It's 2:10 up to 2:15. You can note it down these formulas in your notebook. Then we will proceed further. Please write it down in your notebook so that we can proceed further and we can start immediately with the problems. And we will discuss the problems with the methods only. Yeah? So at first we will discuss the mid-sectional area method. Now we will take the problems associated with it. Then mean sectional area method, then we will discuss the problems of that. So according to the methods, we will discuss the problems. So please note it down, the things which I told you. 4 minutes you are having, it's 2:11 up to 2:15. Still, if you are having any doubt, you can ask me, you can unmute yourself or you can put it in the chat box. If some part is not getting, you are not getting some part, you can ask me 100 times, you can ask me, but don't keep that doubt with you only. Have you noted? Have you noted the formulas? If yes, you have completed this page, I will scroll up. You can note down this also. Point number 3, difference in the chainage, and determining the unknown distance. If you have noted this part also, then you can note down this particular part. That is, first is nothing but mid-sectional area method, methods of calculating earthwork and mid-sectional area method. This table you have to write it down, so that in the next session we will start with the problems. Okay. So you can write it down from here, mid-sectional area method. You can note down this table also. Please rejoin the session using the same link immediately after the end of this session, because immediately we will start with the problems. After this table, we will immediately start with the problem. So please everyone rejoin the session immediately after the end of this session.